Today there's no time for intros. We finally got an Audi, and it's not just any Audi. This is an RS e-tron GT. It is the most expensive car we've had on the channel. It is the quickest car we've had on the channel. It is by far one of the best cars I've ever driven. For years I've heard electric cars are quick. I was not ready. I did not understand. This thing moves. Just a quick one. Okay. I don't know if that came across in the video, but yeah. What I'm indirectly trying to tell you is there is no legal way for me to show you how fast this car is. It'll do 0 to 100 in 3.3 seconds. It has a top speed of up to 250 kilometers an hour, and it produces 440 kilowatts and 830 newton meters of torque. Honestly, when I got the Audi RS e-tron GT, even though it's an electric car, I wished I could keep it longer because wow, what a machine. Okay, let me calm down now. I'm joking. There's no time to calm down. I'm about to show you a video clip no other reviewer would dare show you because, you know, car reviewers have to look perfect, you know. But this is from the first night I had the e-tron, and being my first electric car experience, I was curious, like, what happens if you accelerate? And this is what happened, but I'm just showing this video to you. Don't show anyone else. Just for you. Oh, I can't drive. Oh, so much. I couldn't. I was not ready for this. I picked out at 55, bruh. Why would I show you such a video? Because I want you to understand just how violent and rapid the acceleration on this e-tron is. And please understand, I have multiple advanced driving certificates. I've driven an Audi RS7 with more power and more torque than this e-tron GT. But because the e-tron is electric, all of its power is available the moment you need it. That's why even though I only got up to 55 kilometers an hour, I had already felt the full force of the e-tron, and it is not something to play around with. But as a person who loves powerful cars, all I can say is, well done, Audi. Well done. Now that we've covered the performance of the RS e-tron GT, let me give you a quick look into the reality of owning an electric car. So when I left home, it was cold. I wore a jersey, and I found out if you turn on the aircon, it eats into your range. So the aircon is off. I'm just hot in here, but what can we do? I need to maintain my range, guys. I need to maintain my range. Oh, it's hot in here. But yeah, I need to be strong. I'm going to center now to look for a suit for the Cars Awards. Before I talk about the awards, check out this panoramic glass roof. Proper stuff. Anyway, listen to this.
As well as a selection of the Cars.co.za judges, including Bongani from Mr. How Much.
Now, if you don't know what you were listening to, that was Chiro mentioning that I was one of the judges for the Cars.co.za Cars Awards. And because it was award season, I had to get a suit. And not only did I get a suit, I also made sure that I arrive in the best car of the evening. Am I just saying that because I was driving the best car of the evening? Yes, I am. Actually, I'm so impressed with the e-tron. I think Audi should enter this car this year. Nearly everyone from South African motoring was there. I even got to meet my favorite YouTuber, Muzi Sambo. This guy who spoke about high mileage cars. I also got to meet my hero Chiro. Well, I've met Chiro many times before, but it's always nice meeting him again. What's up, Chiro? But yeah, Cars.co.za put on a world-class event. They did not spare an expense. I mean, they even had Kutso to Lady arrive in this. I was impressed. I just stood up and said, well done, Cars.co.za. Well done. Proper stuff. While I'm still in my suit, allow me to show you the back seats. Usually I would do a voiceover, but for today, I thought I'll just leave it like this. Yes. Okay, plenty of leg room. Leg room is fine. I'm in a suit, very important. And then we've got our rear air vents. You can control your climate over here as well. And then here, we've got our center armrest. I'm in a suit. And then the headroom is fine. And yeah, I'm in a suit. Right, cool. Are you happy? And now you see why I mostly do voiceovers. Anyway, you've got an electric tailgate, and as you open your boot, you'll find a spare wheel. They had to put it somewhere. You could leave it at home, but I would prefer to just drive around with it, you know. You've also got a 12-volt socket, and in terms of the overall capacity, you get 350 liters in the rear. I say rear for a reason, I'll show you why a bit later. Big fan of the spoiler, it's retractable. Now let's move on to the interior. Sitting in an e-tron feels like you're sitting in any other Audi. They didn't go out and give it some futuristic interior, they kept it as normal as possible. Some will like that, some won't. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Over there are your buttons for your climate control. I mostly kept it off because I need to save my range. There is one button you use a lot to change between your different driving modes. To change from reverse, neutral and drive, there is your lever. And for your drinks, you have two cup holders. Moving on to the steering wheel. Very Audi steering wheel. It is heated. Pedal shifts. Those pedal shifts are used for your regen braking. I'll show you that a bit later. You have a digital instrument display for your information, and it says RS on the steering wheel. As you may know, electric cars are silent, but Audi went out of their way to give the e-tron some sounds so that you'll know when it's around you. This is what it sounds like. Before we get to pricing, I'd like to talk about the electric range. The claim on this Audi RS e-tron is between 433 to 472 kilometers. The time it takes to charge will depend on whether or not you're charging at home or you're using a DC fast charger. On one of the occasions, I drove the e-tron up until it had 120 kilometers of range left. From there, it needed 1 hour 45 minutes to charge from 25% to 100%. But ultimately, the time you'll take to charge will depend on the DC fast charger you're using because they each have different ratings. On a different day, I took this video for you. Alright guys, we're done charging to 100%. And it says in efficiency mode we have 457 kilometers. If we change to comfort mode, then we have 443. Dynamic mode 431. Yeah, so let's put it on efficiency and let us go. Before we go any further, if you still haven't liked this video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Support local YouTube, guys. It's the right thing to do. We're still on the road to 80,000 subs. To celebrate 80,000, I asked you which car you'd like to see. 5,000 of you voted, and the Audi RS model won by 53%. Between you and me, I was not referring to the e-tron, so stay tuned. The base price of this car is around 3.5 million, but that's before options, and Audi has a couple of them for you to choose from. And when I say a couple of them, I mean a lot of them. So if I were to take time going through all the options, this review would end up being 20 minutes long. So let me tell you some of the things you do get as standard. Starting with adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, adaptive air suspension, ceramic brakes, a head-up display, 360-degree view camera, which comes in handy because the e-tron is long and wide. You also get a Bang & Olufsen sound system. The bass on that sound system, I'll leave a link to my TikTok and Instagram accounts. I'll post a video of the sound system there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. If you know, you know. You get two powerful electric motors, one on each axle, and you also have an electric all-wheel drive system. You'll definitely need it to put all that power down. The car I had heated and ventilated seats, and again, that glass panoramic sunroof. Well done, Audi. Well done. You also get a blind spot monitoring system. It really comes in handy, yo. 3.5 million rand is not money to play around with. Last but not least, you also get matrix LED headlights. You'll see exactly where you're going. Oh, and every time you lock and unlock your car, the lights will do a nice dance for you. As for the double parking, the parking lot was empty and I did not want anyone denting my 3.5 million rand. And before you attack me, just 2 days ago while filming a different car, this happened. People with issues. Someone decides to leave all the empty parkings to squeeze into a tight spot. I couldn't even get in the car. I had to jump on the passenger side. So not with my e-tron, guys. Not with my e-tron. You are not denting 3.5 million. Anyway, let's get to prices. Starting with the cost of charging. The RS e-tron GT has a 93 kilowatt hour battery. Of that 93 kilowatts, around 85 kilowatt hours is usable. Depending on where you charge, a DC fast charger will cost you around 7 Rand 35 cents per kilowatt hour. Multiply that by 85 and you'll get a fully electric tank of 625 Rand. Alternatively, charging at home is cheaper. It will be slower, it will take the whole night, but you will save a couple of rands. Even better if you have solar panels, you'll charge your car for free. Proper stuff. As I've mentioned before, the Audi RS e-tron GT comes in at 3,527,400 Rand. That's the base price. If for some reason you are financing it, it will cost you 63,880,000 Rand. But to be honest with you, these are the kind of cars you just buy cash. If you got an insurance premium of 7,000 Rand, it would bring your total cost of ownership to 71,505 Rand. For some peace of mind, Audi will give you a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer maintenance plan and a 1-year unlimited kilometer warranty. And because it's electric, you also get a 8-year, 160,000 kilometer battery warranty. Now, let me be real with you. 2 things you should know. Number 1, in terms of charging stations, we still have a long way to go. There are a number of them throughout the country, but we definitely need more. The second thing you should know is depreciation hits hard on electric cars. It's not just in South Africa, it's not an Audi thing, it's happening everywhere. And I see it as a good thing from a consumer perspective, because if you check on the Cars.co.za app, for around 2 million Rand, you can get yourself a used Audi RS e-tron GT. You take the 1.4 million Rand change and you buy yourself an Audi RS3. I see that as a win. But let me know what you think in the comments. And if you don't know what to comment, simply type electricity in the comment section and I'll come and say kilowatts. Yeah. By the way, that front boot is 85 liters. You can use it to store your cables or put other things that are smaller than 85 liters. By the way, I've decided to name this car Thor. I'm sure you can see why. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this review. But from me to you, until the next one, take care. Let me be honest, after spending time with the e-tron, I went to an Audi dealership and I went to see an Audi R8 to remind myself of the sound of an engine. And yeah, the Audi R8 has one of the best sounding engines. Listen to this. But after this, I remembered how the RS e-tron GT quietly destroyed the R8 in a drag race. One more thing, the pedal shifts. You use the minus and the plus to decide how much regen braking you want. So as you can see, while I'm braking, I'm getting a bit of charge. Anyway, thanks for sticking around.